making our tropical fruit soup, and I have a simple syrup here that I started while you were on break. Now, a simple syrup is really simple. It's just, well, this is a heavy simple syrup, so I used 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water. Brought it up to a boil and just simmered it for a couple minutes till everything was dissolved, and now I'm going to mix it in with some rum. So we're basically making a rum simple syrup. So this is a mango. And a mango is sort of flat. You may notice it's flatter on one side than the other. And that's going to help us out when it comes time to cut it. But first we're going to peel it. And I find that a vegetable peeler is the easiest way to peel your mango. When you buy your mango, try to pick one out that has a little bit of yellow on the skin. And if it's not yellow enough, you can always put it in a brown bag and ripen it at home. It should have a little bit of red flaked on top of the yellow. And it should be a little soft to the touch. Mangoes are native to India. And in India, they're considered the sacred fruit. I have no clue why. But you'll see that this is kind of oval, oblong, a little bit on the flat side, and that's because that's the shape of the pit. So we want to cut it down through on the flat side, and the pit is right there, so we did good on that one. And the same thing over here. The goal is to get as close to the pit as possible, and we did good on that side as well. And then using a small paring knife, always get the right tool for the job. You take off your ends. Now you could, the flavor on this is awesome. It's a little bit fragrant, a little bit tart, kind of exotic. And so if you wanted to, you could gnaw on the edges here and enjoy that mango flavor, but you can't really cut it much closer than that. So we're going to save some of our mango for garnish. When you buy a mango, pick out 4 pieces to use for garnish. When you buy a mango, you want to pick out one that's as big as possible. Because basically the pit doesn't get too much bigger. So when once the pit's developed, the rest of the development goes into the fruit. So when you buy a mango and you get a bigger one, you get more meat on your mango than you would on the smaller ones. These fruit soups are very easy to make. I love them, and the flavor is quite exotic. This is a mango nectar, and mango nectar is just mango juice in a can, and that's what we're going to use. Some people use a rubber scraper. I just shake up the processor. So we don't need all the can. You have to kind of decide based on the thickness of your soup and if you're happy with the thickness. I think we can put a little bit more. And we're going to season it with nutmeg. And the sweetener, of course, you noticed, is honey. Let's see how we're doing here. So this is kind of a judgment thing, depending on how sweet or ripe your mango was. And then you decide how much nutmeg, how much honey you want to put in. Well, that's very nice. I think we can go with just a little bit more, though. Keep in mind that your fruit soups are meant to be appetizers, not dessert, so we don't want to make it overly sweet. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll set this one aside, and now we're going to make our banana soup. And I can smell that mango up here. Now the bananas, the riper they are, the better. And I usually use 2 for this recipe, but these bananas were kind of the small side. So I'm going to use 3. We're going to sweeten this with our Rum Simple Syrup. So when you go to the store and buy your bananas, you get a hand. So every banana tree makes a 50-pound bunch of bananas, and you buy them by the hand, and then each banana is called a finger in banana terminology. This is a non-fat yogurt. I almost turned it on without the lid. That'd have been funny. So let's see how we like the flavor here. It looks nice. Now when you make this, I can't taste the rum. When you make this, it really is a good idea to get both these soup chilled very nicely. You can make your mango soup a day ahead of time if you wanted, but the banana soup is really best, just because you know how bananas are, really best if you make it the day that you're going to use it. It'll keep a few hours, but it's not good to keep it really overnight. Now we're just going to go ahead and plate this up. If I had a plate, I'd be all set. Excuse me 1 minute. Whoa. Got to watch out for these palm trees around here. Bowl is what you want to use. You pour both your sauces, both your soups in at the same time, at the same pace. Isn't that nice? And now we'll garnish the banana side. Garnish the banana side with your cut mango, and garnish the mango side with some fresh banana chips. Now I didn't make these, but when you make your own banana chips, you use a plantain. A plantain is one of the many varieties of bananas, and it's basically known as the cooking banana. There's over 100 varieties of bananas, and the plantain is the best one to cook with. Now, you know, it would be nice if we had a little more color there. Maybe some mint would be good. Let me see. My mint plant. So we'll just pick a sprig off. Bananas are good for, really one of the best good fruits for you. Doesn't that look good? They're really high in carbohydrates and low in fat, high in potassium as well. So, woo-wee! Now we're cooking. This is Deb, and you've been watching Fun, Fast, and Healthy.